3.4 million ringgit might seem like a lot of money, because it is. But if you are trying to go for the ultimate expression in open-top, high-performance motoring, then you can't get any better than the McLaren Artura Spyder. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our launch preview, believe it or not. Now, the mainstay of this car is not what's going on up here, because that's just a little bit of cargo space for your charging cables and or a set of bags. Instead, the big part of this car is what's going on behind that tonneau cover. Underneath that, you'll find a 3-litre hot V6 twin turbocharged petrol engine mated to a hybrid powertrain producing 700 PS. As a result, this car can go from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in just 3 seconds, and 0 to 200 kilometers an hour takes about 8, making this easily one of the fastest vehicles within the segment, although it should at that price. Also, it is worth pointing out that this particular demonstrator vehicle is done up in a brand new color under the MSO-defined catalog, which is called Tanzanite Blue. This is the first such color for McLaren, and we're seeing it now on the Artura Spyder, and I have to admit, it looks fantastic. Now, the McLaren Artura Spyder is part of the supercar series of vehicles, which means that it doesn't sit quite as high as vehicles like the P1 or the Elva. Instead, this is meant to be something that can be used on a more regular basis, which is why it is surprisingly practical. Not only do you have a cargo space up front, but the tonneau can actually be lifted, in which you can find a set of fitted luggage in order to maximize the amount of cargo space. Now, the engine itself is completely disappeared underneath this tonneau cover, which is slightly unfortunate, but we are told that it sounds absolutely fantastic. Rolling stock on this car is handled by a set of 19-inch alloy wheels up front and a set of 20s in the back, wrapped in Pirelli P0 tires, which should be enough to harness all of that power. And as we come back to the rear, you'll find the very distinctive McLaren tail end with these gorgeous integrated exhaust tips, which are part of the aerodynamics package, therefore minimizing or completely zeroizing the need for having an outward gaudy rear end wing. I do think this car looks fantastic, and again, that 3-litre V6 should sound excellent. Now, the interior of the Artura looks very pared back, and it looks exactly the same as what we saw from the Artura Coupe. It's just that now I have an infinite amount of headroom, should I so want to. That roof operation only takes about 11 seconds and can be done at speeds of up to 50 kilometers an hour, which means you do not need to come to a complete halt. Now, that said, being sat in here, you can tell that this is a very performance-focused driving experience. All the controls fall very easily to hand. These paddle shifters are of a nice metallic feel, and they click so beautifully. And you will find no buttons on the steering wheel because everything lives behind the steering wheel as to not complicate the view for the driver. Now, beyond that, you have the typical McLaren infotainment display here, which is of a portrait style orientation, and you even have this nice physical volume knob here, which does make this look a little bit like the bezel of a smartwatch. Now, beyond that, you'll find the start-stop button down here, as well as your gear selectors, and everything in here does look very good. And I am actually going to mention practicality in here because it matters. There is a cup holder here, as well as a little pocket here for your wireless charger, and you do have some decently sized door bins, although please note that the items in here will fall out when you open the door. Now, that said, these seats are partially electric with the adjustment for your seating position distance done manually, but your backrest, etc. is all done electrically, if I can find the button. There we go. That adjusts the tilt, and then the back rest doesn't move because these are one-piece bucket seats. Now, if you ask me, this does feel like a proper supercar interior, albeit one that's all done up in black. That said, however, McLaren Kuala Lumpur does say that obviously, as with the rest of their cars, the Artura Spyder can be customized and personalized to your liking via the MSO program, which means that your Artura can look as unique as you, which I'm sure is something that a lot of owners will care about. Now, before we step back outside, I would like to mention that McLaren has made special mention of the fact that the Artura Spyder comes stock standard with a bunch of ADAS features available to you, which include things like traffic jam assist, cruise control, adaptive cruise control, blind spot monitoring, rear cross traffic alert, etc. All the things that you would need in a car like this. And even though the Artura is not that big, it also comes with a 360 camera, which means that maneuvering this thing shouldn't be too difficult either. Now, for that 3.4 million ringgit selling price, you will get the usual gamut of warranties, not just for the car, but also for the hybrid powertrain system, ensuring that your lifetime ownership of this car should be a pleasant one. On top of that, McLaren does offer an extended warranty program, provided these cars continue to be serviced with them throughout the ownership duration of the vehicle. Let us know what you think about the new McLaren Artura Spyder in the comment section below. Do you think this car is as beguiling to look at as I do? And more importantly, what do you think about this Tanzanite paint? I wouldn't mind this on my BMW. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell icon so you're notified every time we make a new upload. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. All the links are in the description below, including the link to join our new WhatsApp channel. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Take care and stay safe.